It's your boy Laws in the building, OSS. You now in the lock factory. It's me, it's Aaron. We gonna give you all the picks. Hey, look, you trying to get your bread up? We got the bread, dog. I had to pull out I had to go make a withdrawal. We out here, Aaron. We gonna help the people get to where they trying to get to, dog. 40K Club. What's happening? What's good, Aaron? You good?
Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties, but I'm all right.
Come on, man. We trying to win this year, dog. We're not trying to get trust me, the league, they got a mean plan up their sleeve, dog. They got a mean plan. They gonna try to get everybody this year. So just watch for them hooks, dog, because the hooks is coming. This is the first installment of the Lock Factory. We're gonna be doing this every week. Throughout the season, giving you the picks. Of course, if you follow the show, OSS 980, we got, we're gonna do the picks every week and stuff, and got the pick'em league and stuff like that. But that's just what we think and announce. This jump is for the money. This ain't even we not even gonna give we gonna give you receipts. The other Bammers out here, they be, oh yo, you can win 10K and you can do, and then next thing you know, they never go back and say the picks that they got wrong or the ones they got right. They just keep it moving and hope you forget. That's how they going. That's not how we going, dog. If we wrong, you gonna know we wrong. And when we right, hey dog, we right a lot, dog. I'm trying to tell you, we right a lot. We gonna get into the picks. First things first, though, I think it's kind of strange that the first game is Thursday and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys have a lot of players with messing with the Rona right now in the COVID-19 protocol. And yet, I haven't really heard much about them canceling this game or this game not being played. All accounts is that this game is going to happen. I just think from a wager standpoint, it's a little tricky because the funny business has already started and we're not even in week one yet. Aaron, do you find that strange?
I do, but because of the money, it's a 0% chance they canceling that game. Even if they have to make some adjustments to the rules beforehand on how many you can carry on your roster or something else, there's no way they're going to allow this bag to disappear.
Yeah,
No way.
this is a must-have bag right now. I think the line right now currently, you got Tampa Bay favorite 7.5. With the players being out for Rona, does that move the needle? Because apparently you got coaches with the Rona. It's not just players, though. Does that do you leave this one alone?
No, I'm not leaving it alone. Dak hasn't played in almost a year. You got all this Rona stuff going off. I think that 7.5 is light. We haven't seen Dallas's defense back on the field since they were garbage last year. So I don't know what makes people think that it's going to be less than 7.5, other than the fact that people heavily bet on Dallas because it's one of the teams that
America's team. You already know.
there it is.
So you're taking the 7.5 and you're running with it.
I ain't taking nothing, but the 7.5, I'm rolling with that spread, and it's damn near a lock at this point.
Ho 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 ho. Is this one of the first locks of the week, dog? Is that what you telling me?
We're gonna have the receipt Wednesday, maybe Thursday afternoon, but we had a receipt.
Okay. We got a lock already.
Jerry, it's a lock.
Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. Don't start again.
But it's a lock.
No.
We ain't even get through the first game. 7.5. Aaron is taking the 7.5 points on this game. He's going with Tampa Bay. Next game on the docket, You got the Pittsburgh Steelers, underdogs at Buffalo. Buffalo's favored -6.5. Of course, you know the new contract to Allen. The Pittsburgh, they're retooling. They got a running back, Najee Harris. Of course, Pittsburgh has weapons on offense. They got a new rookie tight end, look like he real. Of course, their defense is real. Is the 6.5? Is that a trapper right there? Trapper keeper right there for you?
I think it is. I think this is closer to a 3.5 point spread in reality. But I think remembering the way Pittsburgh finished the season versus the way Buffalo kind of headed towards the playoffs, I think this is way inflated. So I'm looking at 3.5 in my book, and I'm taking Pittsburgh to cover.
Okay, I like that. I like that pick. I'm with you 100%. Pittsburgh. I'm taking the 6.5 with Pittsburgh as the underdogs. I think that is a good solid bet. Next game, you got the New York Jets +4.5 at Carolina Panthers. Panthers are favored -4.5. I don't know if the Panthers are good enough to be favored in this game.
Or any game.
Right. You got the Jets with, basically a whole new team, new coaching staff, new quarterback. New wide receivers, new offense, new defense. Like the team is really changed over completely. Who you going with in this one? 4.5 seems like a lot of points to give Carolina Panthers. I know they get Christian McCaffrey back. They're also starting. What was the young boy who used to play with the Jets?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Do you trust Sam Darnold? I just don't. I don't. I think I'm going with the Jets in this one. Surprisingly, shout out my man Tuck. I think the Jets can cover that 4.5. Do you think Zach being a rookie quarterback does that give the Panthers an edge at all, or is it just?
It should, but when their quarterback's trash, I don't know how much of an edge it gives you. I think that's what they're banking on with this spread. Why they're getting a 4.5 point favorite though, because the public is going to look like, oh, rookie quarterback. You had trash rumors all training camp with Zach Wilson, so I think people are going to lean just against in general because the Jets are the Jets.
Yeah, facts. Jets are the Jets. Zach looked pretty good in his last preseason game. I know you can't put too much stock in that, and when you're placing the bread, you definitely can't go off the preseason. This game can go either way. If it came down to me having a bet on it, I would steer clear, just because you just don't know how things could go. I'm inclined to go with the Jets in this one, but I can see a scenario where the Carolina Panthers just get the best of the Jets. Will it be by 4.5 points? I don't know. When you're dealing with bum teams, young, like it's hard, though. It's hard to pick the spreads, though, when you got two scrub ball teams, though. It's just hard to do. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. I think before we had the spread. Let's see here, because I had the spreads here. You have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Texans. I think Jags are favorite -3. Do you want to mess with this one?
Yeah, I like the Jags in this game. I think not only is Houston void of talent, but you have a quarterback who's not going to press the issue to make plays. So he's going to play safe, but you don't have enough talent to play safe and score enough points to win in the NFL. So I think based on Tyrod being a quarterback and the talent he has around him, it's just, I don't think it's going to be a good recipe for them. So I don't think Jacksonville is much better, but I think they'll be they'll score more points than Houston will. And the mindset they're going to have, I think, is going to be completely different on offense.
So you thinking they're covering the 3 points?
Yeah. I don't see how Houston's going to score.
Yeah. The over under on this one is 44.5. Does that intrigue you?
I think, to me, that's like the roll a ball on the court and see which side the public jumps on kind of over under. That's not saying they think it's going to be too low. It's not saying it's going to be high. It's just almost like a pick 'em version of an over under. I think I'd be inclined to take the under in this game.
Really? I think it's going to be a lot of passing and a lot of scoring because I don't think either one of those defenses are stopping anything right now.
But what do you have to stop on Houston? I can't see them scoring touchdowns. They might get 4 field goals, but I really can't see how they're going to score touchdowns.
I mean, they have some players. I mean, you just don't know what version of players you're going to get. I mean, right now they have 3 running backs. They have David Johnson. He might be washed. They have Philip Lindsay, who comes from Denver. And, he's an energizing back. And then they got Mark Ingram, who looks like he's going to be their starting back. So I'm pretty sure they'll try to get the running game going and get those guys involved. They still have Brandon Cooks, but their wide receiver core is real lackluster. I'm with you. I don't know how they're going to generate offense, but we've seen it before, dog. You know how it is. Week 1 is a toss up. I don't think the Jaguars are like, it's not like they're playing like the Steelers or a stout defense to where I'm like, oh yeah, they're not going to be able to do nothing. I mean, the Jaguars defense isn't really all world either. So I probably would just leave this game alone, honestly. I think the 3 for Jacksonville is a little advantageous for them. Just given the circumstances. Now, do they have more weapons than the Houston Texans? Without a doubt. I think if you're just looking at rosters, all things equal, the Jacksonville Jaguars roster is better than the Houston Texans roster. That's a fact. Will it translate into points? It should, but I don't know if it will. And usually, I mean, I don't know what the record is for. So, I mean, I guess you got two first-time head coaches because Houston has a new coach as well. So, yeah, if I had to pick a team, I probably would go with Houston, not because I think they'll win, but I just think, dog, for me, this seems like, and I don't know how many people from the public is going to be betting on this game, but like this seems like if I wanted to get one and I was on Vegas side, this is one I would try to get. This is one. Because I think people are very excited about Trevor Lawrence and like the prospect of him. And will that write into a W for them? Maybe, but I think for them to be away and to be favored in the first game, I just think that's a little fishy to me. It's a little fishy to me. And I get it. I get the rationale, but we know how this play out, dog. Sometimes logic don't have nothing to do with it, dog.
So what are they doing with Deshaun? Is he going to be on the roster on the COVID list? What they going to do with him?
Dog, that Batman gonna be. I don't know where he's gonna be in a box somewhere. I don't know what they're gonna do with Deshaun. I have no clue what they're gonna do with that situation. But of course, whoever's calling the game is gonna have something to say. They're gonna talk about it. I mean, it's just been real quiet, dog. He hasn't been suspended. Yeah. He hasn't. Like, what are they doing? What is happening? Who knows, bro? Who knows? I mean, that's why we ain't even really talked about it on the podcast, because we still in the same place we was 2 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. Nobody knows what's going on. Not a story, not a peep, dog. So I'll be Your guess is as good as mine, dog. Your guess is as good as mine because I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Arizona Cardinals at the Tennessee Titans. Arizona is underdogs plus 2.5 at the Tennessee Titans. Titans are favorite minus 2.5. Who you going with, Aaron?
Lock. This is the first lock of the season. Tennessee, guaranteed.
It's a lock.
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. Don't start again.
But it's a lock.
No.
Write
It's a
it
lock.
down. Tennessee.
It's gonna be on the parlay, and we're gonna put a receipt Wednesday, Thursday. It's coming.
So this is going in.
Pause is going in. Log it in the book.
It's going in. Dog. Okay, we got one lock for the week. This is your lock. Tennessee Titans minus the 2.5. I like it. I like Tennessee in this game. I think, of course, Kyler's a good quarterback. From a fantasy standpoint, he's going to put up numbers. But if you're just talking about wins and losses, I think Tennessee is going to come out the gate smoking, poised to win. They're going to show off all their new weapons, and I just think that they're going to outlast the Cardinals, dog. So I'm with you. I like Tennessee in this game, minus the 2.5. Again, that's Aaron's lock of the week. Philadelphia Eagles at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are favored minus 3.5 at home. You going with Matt Ryan or you going with Jalen Hurts?
I think the Eagles are going to be the most dysfunctional garbage team in the league this year. They're going to be picking number 1 overall. I don't think their coach has any clue what he's doing. And I think the GM is so busy trying to save his job that he's out here doing anything and anything to keep his job. So this trend is over before the season started. These jokers might go 0-17, though. I'm going with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan.
What?
Matt.
This is a sick Negro.
And I never picked Matt Ryan. Never.
That's what I'm saying. I'm in shock right now.
I'm teasing this one too.
I'm shocked right now. What you teasing it to?
7.
Teasing it to 7 with Atlanta Falcons. Okay. I like it. I like Atlanta in this game too. I actually think the Eagles will play better. I see this the thing. We talked about it the other week, but I think that the coaching is bad. But I think just like in most situations when the coaching is bad, dynamic players do dynamic things to compensate for terrible coaching. And there's a situation where I could see Jalen Hurts elevating the play of the Philadelphia Eagles above bad coaching. I think that the Atlanta Falcons, I just don't know what that defense is going to look like. The offense without Julio, you bring in Kyle Pitts. Tight ends typically don't do well in their rookie season, but he's a special player, so we'll see. I'm with you with the fact that I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles head coach has a clue and knows how to do anything. But I would actually in this game, I think I would go with the Eagles, dog, the plus the 3.5. I don't think they're that bad. But yeah, so I guess that's one we're on the opposite ends of. So I'm going with the Eagles to cover the 3.5, and you're going with Atlanta, but you're teasing it 7. So you're giving yourself 7 points. So what that puts the Falcons at plus 2.5. Plus, yeah, or plus 3.
Yeah,
Is that
2.5.
it?
It's 4.5,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
Yeah. It's 3. No, it's 3.5.
Oh, the spread's 3.5?
Yeah.
All right, that'll give me a field goal there.
Yeah. Okay. LA Chargers at the Washington football team. This line has moved down to almost a pick 'em. I mean, it is a pick 'em. 0.5. Well, I mean, half a point. That's a pick 'em in my book. Do you think the Washington football team will win? They're favored to win by half a point.
No.
Chargers win this
Chargers
outright?
win. Yeah.
Okay. Chargers win. Okay. All right. So it's in Washington. Ryan Fitzmagic does not show up in week 1. So this is the thing. Even though I'm a fan of the team, I just don't. I mean, the offense looked discombobulated the entire preseason. I know you can't put too much stock in it, but to me, I don't foresee them doing anything different that lends to them having success scoring the football. And this game will be really on the defense to help the team win. And I just don't know if the defense can hang on for as long as they're going to have to hang on to win this one. I like the Chargers in this game, and I probably would go with the Chargers. I know people are sizing our front four and Young D Vicious, blah blah blah. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers in this one as well. Plus the half a point. San Francisco -7.5 at Detroit Lions. Detroit are underdogs at home plus 7.5. Aaron, what you gonna do?
When I was talking about Philly, I forgot there will be a worse team in the league, and it's going to be the Detroit Lions. They might not cover a spread all season.
Detroit is bad, though. They're bad. I have San Francisco blowing the doors off of Detroit Lions, though. It's going to be bad. It's probably going to be 21-3 in the first quarter. It's going to be bad. I mean, San Francisco is going to unleash every weapon they have against the Detroit Lions, and the Lions will not have an answer for it. So, whereas this game would have happened like week 6, I would say trap game. But generally, week 1s, teams come out to play whoever they playing, they trying to mud hole. So it's not like that whole, trap syndrome can play a factor week 1 because everybody's trying to win week 1. So I got the San Francisco's covering the 7.5 at Detroit, and it's not even close. Seattle Seahawks are favored at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are underdogs at home 2.5. Carson Wentz will be playing. I don't know if Quentin Nelson's going to be playing, but who you got?
I like the Colts. I wouldn't bet on this game, but I like the Colts in this one.
So I do like the Colts in this game too. I do. The thing that's causing me to have reservations is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has the the innate ability to win games, dog, and to just be spectacular. So I don't know. it's a tough one. But I'm with you. I like the Colts as at home. I like the Colts at home. I think people are forgetting just how good the Indianapolis Colts defense was. And I think people are just kind of underestimating them. Uh, when I think that they're better than people give them credit for. I mean, you gotta realize they had what's my man name last year? Was quarterbacking for him at
Um,
56 years old, Phillip Rivers,
Phillip Rivers.
and they were looking decent, dog. They looked decent. Um, yeah, I mean, Seattle Seahawks defense did not really improve much. And I don't know, dog. They've been an easy bake oven for a couple years now. So I'm going with the Colts in this one as well, plus the 2.5 at home. Minnesota Vikings at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Vikings are favorite minus 3.5 at Cincinnati. Burrow's back. They picked up a new shiny wide receiver. Who you going with, Aaron, in this one?
I think the Vikings have to handily win this game. The Bengals just don't have enough. I don't think. And the Vikings aren't in the position they were 2-3 years ago, where they should have had a Super Bowl window, but they still have more talent on that team than the Bengals do. So they should be able to cover this 4 points.
Mm-hmm. Are you messing with the over under on this one? 47.5.
No. You can't rely on Kirk. And then you got the pressures of the media talking about him refusing to get vaccinated and his leadership. And when those conversations start, he starts to get nervous, blinking fast, blowing on his hands when it's 90 degrees outside. And when that pressure starts to build up on him, he starts to crack. So I'm going to have to see how this plays out in Minnesota in the first 3 or 4 games of the year before I'm ready to do anything with that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Minnesota should win this game. I wouldn't mess with the over and under either. 3.5. I think Minnesota can cover 3.5. I like Cincinnati and the weapons they have, but their offensive line still troubles me. The coaching and play calling is still. I don't know, though. I don't know what version of Burrow you're gonna get. I know the Minnesota Vikings kind of retooled on defense. Adding some pieces. Patrick Peterson. They got what's his name back that slandered Kirk Cousins. Everson Griffin back. They retooled, dog. It's almost like they got the band back together. So I would anticipate that they gonna give Burrow all he can handle. So I like the Minnesota Vikings to cover the 3.5 in this one. Now this game is a little intriguing here. We have the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. Patriots are favored minus 2.5. They cut Cam. They're going with Mac Jones. I think Miami's played New England tough. It's a division matchup. Miami and Tua. The word on the street that Tua's been impressive in camp. And quieted the talks of. You don't really know how much credibility you can give to that, though, because people just be talking. A lot of these reporters and stuff, they have hidden agendas. But I like Miami in this game, dog. Even though I think the New England Patriots defense is real. I think they gonna be back to the way they used to be. But I like Miami to win this game because that's essentially what they would have to do to cover that 2.5 spread. Aaron?
I got the Dolphins to win. And I think I'm gonna tease this one too.
Okay.
I might add 7 to that spread and get 9.5.
Yeah. I mean, you tease it. It's going definitely give you a little bit of a cushion. And I think everybody is so heavy New England that this is one Vegas can get right here. They can make some money off of this one. Because I don't think a lot of people are going to be hard pressed to go with the Dolphins. Just because of all the fodder talk about Tua and then like hangs in the background, but like the black coaching staff and regime versus like I think all of that kind of plays into it. Yeah, I like Miami in this one. Cleveland Browns at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are favored -6.5 at home. Andy Reid typically does well in game, his first game. His running backs typically do well. How do you see this one playing out? Are you going with Cleveland in this plus the 6.5? Because I like Cleveland in this one.
Who are they playing again?
Your boy, Patty Mahomes. Mind you, the Kansas City Chiefs did not cover one spread all last regular season. Bama's picked them every week, and these Bamas ain't covered one spread, dog.
Give me the Chiefs, though. I ain't gonna overthink this one.
Aaron is going with the Chiefs minus the 6.5. So a touchdown score.
That's it.
I don't see it, dog. And trust me, I know Andy Reid and his offense. He's very tricky. He definitely, I mean, him and Bieniemy, they always come up with a masterful game plan that kind of catches people off guard, especially like week ones or after bye weeks. And they have an explosive offense. But I think the way the Cleveland Browns play, and if they can come out and play like their game,
will Becker be able to do that? That's my question. When you look across the field and see you're playing Patrick Mahomes, you know how these little tiny guys are. Like, he got this chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove he's just as good as Mahomes. Is he going to try to make 2 or 3 throws in that game that he normally wouldn't try to make that could end up resulting in interceptions or just the offense not being the way the offense was structured to be? I think he's going to try to do too much this game. And I think a touchdown for Kansas City, I don't think that's a lot to ask in this game.
Yeah. So part of me is trying to decide how Vegas, what way is Vegas going on this one? Are they going with the Chiefs? Are they intending that the Chiefs win this game? Or because honestly, you looking at the spread and who set this spread. So they're saying 6.5. I mean,
Kansas City's good for 2.5 from the public off the rip.
Okay.
So if they're saying 6.5, Vegas is probably looking like 4.5 or 3.5. KC. Which I think in most circumstances, I would lean Cleveland. Not Cleveland per se, but the other team in this situation. But based on how I view Baker and the way his brain works, and Odell coming back for the first time, I feel like he's going to put too much pressure on himself to prove that he's as good as Mahomes, or that, like, you know what I mean, he's at that next level now, that he's taking a step forward.
So this is the thing. I would think that if this was week 5 or week 6, again, week 1, teams are just like trying to win. They're like, what's our game plan? Everything. They've been working on a game plan for the past, 6 weeks or so, and putting in installments here and there and talking about their game plan and looking at film and saying what they're going to do and go over how they're going to play. Like, I think that, again, I believe Kansas City Chiefs will be ready. Andy Reid's teams usually are prepared.
off of bye
Like,
weeks and these kind of breaks where he has extra time.
yeah, you already
No
know.
contest.
You already know. I just think there's a part of me that's saying, I think if the Cleveland Browns come out the gate and they're running and they're physical, their defense is not, it ain't no walking apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they're playing a, easy bake oven defense. You know what I'm saying? The Cleveland Browns, like, they have a good defense, dog. So I could see them, putting pressure on the Chiefs, and also too, I think that, like, the whole mystique of the Chiefs being this, like, high-powered offense that nobody can stop, I think that's kind of worn off a little bit. I think it's kind of worn off a little bit, and not that Pat Mahomes is not still the realest quarterback in the league, but I think that some of that, we just gonna come in and blow the doors off of you, and if you don't score with us, you gonna get 30 piece. I just think that's not there anymore like it was. And that's just the dynamic of the team. So I'm going with the Cleveland Browns in this plus the 6.5. Again, I wouldn't put this on my parlay. Well, actually, I would, but I wouldn't put no big bread on it. That's what I'll say. I would do, because typically you do, how the parlays go, and you got the one jump with the short locks, and you be like, all right, I'm gonna put the big bread on this one. Then you got the little one where you're not really sure, but you want to take some chances. So you know what I'm saying? You just be like, oh, I'm gonna put like 50 on this and take some chances here and see how the chips fall, And if you just end up hitting on those jumps, it's a big payout, but maybe not as big as you could have if you would have put, really went hard body. But we trying to win. We're not trying to lose. So Denver Broncos minus 2.5 at New York Giants. Giants are underdogs at home. Saquon will play week 1. It looked like he's in line to be cleared to play week 1. I think that him playing will hinder this team because the focus will be on him and not on the game plan, if that makes any sense. So I'm going with the Denver Broncos minus the 2.5. Aaron?
I'm gonna go with the Giants. I would never put my hard-earned money on this, but I think I'm gonna go with the Giants.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Aaron, are you serious, dog? You playing with me, dog. You going with Daniel?
They have to, dog.
Turn the ball over Jones and Hammy Galladay?
They got to put it together now.
Yelling at Bammers and trying to.
Now that was an outlier, but during the season, he was a good coach. From my purview.
But the pressure's on, Aaron. The
pressure's
on.
And that's why I'm picking them. They have to get it together and put it together this season. And this is if they come out the gate slow, it's gonna crumble. It's gonna crumble, dog.
I'm going with Denver, and I'm putting this on the parlay, and this is my lock.
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. Don't start again. But it's a lock. No.
This is my lock of the week, dog. Daniel Jones turns the ball over, and the Denver Broncos will be all over Daniel Jones in this offense. And Saquon will not be able to save them. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. So I'm going with Denver. They getting a defensive line back, Bradley Chubb, Von Miller. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. Green Bay Packers at the New Orleans Saints. Saints are underdogs at home plus 4.5. You rocking with Jameis?
I can't. Not yet. I think he's going to do good this season, but not in this game.
Not rocking with Jameis.
Not this game. Green Bay going to get it done.
I'm going with Sean Payton and Jameis in them to cover the spread. This 4.5. I just think that their defense is good. I feel like they have offensive talent. I feel like Alvin Kamara is an X factor that they will utilize a lot of different ways. And I think Jameis has a lot of pressure on him to perform well, and I think he will. And the Green Bay Packers defense is not something I just be like, these dudes are all world. So I wouldn't be surprised if New Orleans goes up in this game and the Packers have to fight back to get into it. So I'm going with the Saints plus the 4.5. Would you mess with the over under 50.5?
That's kind of steep for week one. I tease it. I definitely tease it and put it on the teaser.
To what? 46?
A touchdown, 43 and a half.
Okay. Yeah. I would do that too. Chicago Bears at Los Angeles Rams. Rams are they underdogs? Rams are favored against the Bears minus 7.5.
This easy money. They sending Andy Dalton out there. It's going to be super vanilla. I don't see how they're going to put up enough points to stay in this game. I like the Rams.
I like the Rams too.
And I'm teasing this one too by a touchdown, get a half point. Make it a lot.
You already know. Yeah, that's how you win, dog. The teasers is how you win. Because honestly, if you notice week to week how Vegas sets the lines, they set the line right on the point. When you see the games finish, they be right on the point. It'd be like, dog, these Bammers, I don't know what kind of algorithms these Bammers using or computer systems, but almost 80% of the time, dog, they like right on the number. So those half points, they matter. So if you could tease it up or down to give yourself a little bit of room, you got to do it, dog. You got to do it. Otherwise, you're going to be standing on the corner with a cup in your hand, dog, because they not going to let you win. So I'm with you. I tease the Rams. I got the Rams covering. Baltimore Ravens on the Monday night at the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are underdogs plus 4.5. Of course, Baltimore lost J.K. Dobbins. They lost another running back today for the season, Achilles. Now they got 2 running backs on the roster, Gus Edwards and somebody else. Is it enough?
I think that 4.5 is high. I do. I think it's high. I don't know if I can rock with the Ravens this week.
On a Monday night, you not rocking with the Ravens?
Not at 4.5. I think they'll win the game, but I don't think they're going to cover that 4.5.
Against the who going to stop Lamar Jackson on the Raiders?
I don't think it's necessarily about stopping him. I just don't see how the offense is going to put up enough points to win by a touchdown. Because I told you, when I see 4.5, to me, that's a touchdown.
Okay.
There aren't any 5-point plays. So when I see that, they're trying to bait you into saying that they're going to win by a touchdown. And I don't see it.
So you're taking the Vegas Raiders
To cover the 4.5.
Wow. Now, I'm with you. John Gruden offense, I think, is a lot better than people give him credit for.
And they have a lot of continuity. Like, they've been together. This is another team that it's time to make a decision on Derek Carr and what's going to happen going forward.
Mhm.
I don't think the Raiders are going to be a bad team. I don't think they're going to be world beaters. I think they're going to be middle of the pack, fighting for one of the wild card spots. So I think they're capable of winning, not winning, but of keeping it less than a touchdown.
Yeah, so there's a few things that go into this game. I think that you're right. The Raiders are better than people give them credit for. I do think the 4.5 is a little steep for week 1. I think that the line is predicated on the public's perception of the Ravens. And usually that's a recipe for disaster when it comes to putting your bread up. So I'm with you on that. However, I do think that the Ravens are good enough to beat the Vegas Raiders by a touchdown. I just do. I think they have think they have enough pieces. I think the defense is good enough. Um, this is one of those games where they need to be in the lead early. If they're having a fight and come back, I just don't think that will bode well for them. But I probably would take the Raiders in this game and tease it to 8. I tease it to 8. So so I have a little bit of cushion going with the Raiders because I don't think they'll win by more than a touchdown. But yeah, that's all our games this week. So your locks, to recap the locks, Aaron. Your lock was the Tennessee 2.5. Your other lock was what was it?
I don't even remember. It was one of the first. I think it was the first game. What was it?
So the Tampa Bay was a lock,
Oh
seven and
yeah,
a
yeah.
half. You took Tampa Bay as a lock, 7.5. You took the Tennessee Titans minus 2.5 as a lock. And then I think that might have been, and you took the San Francisco 49ers, 7.5 versus Detroit lock.
Oh yeah, lock.
Yeah,
We got
lock.
3 of them things going on a parlay.
3 of them things.
500. Pay 6 to 1. 3-team parlay. That's $3,000. Week 1.
You already know.
Receipt coming Thursday.
You already know. Tune in to the Lock Factory each and every week. We're gonna have the picks for you. We're gonna go over the spreads. We're gonna be your guide. You know when you go bowling and you roll the ball and the bumpers is on the side so you don't strike out. That's us, though. We're gonna help you stay on. We're gonna help you stay in bounds, dog. We're gonna help you stay in bounds. But that's our show. Till next time. Of course, follow us. We got a show tomorrow. It's going to be packed. A lot of stuff going on in the league, and we'll get into it. Follow us at OSS 980, Other Side of Sports. It's your boy Laws, Aaron, the Lock Factory. We out.